It is a Thursday, and it is November 30th, 2023. December 1st tomorrow, last day of the month, end of 2023. And the big news, we've got Charlie Munger. I didn't talk about that. Charlie Munger and Henry Kissinger gone, left the earth, 99 years old, 100 years old, gone. Or are they? Yeah, Charlie Munger looked like a fossil anyway. The guy that famously said, Bitcoin is rat poison. He could be right on that. All right, so Elon Musk says, go F yourself. Advertising. He had an interview yesterday with, I think his name is Andrew Ross Sorkin from CNBC. I think it's or maybe it's MSNBC. I don't know. One of the NBCs. I think it's CNBC. So he had an interview with Elon Musk, and Musk, you know, being Musk, just kind of says it like it is, doesn't really care. He's kind of got that on the spectrum response mechanism. He was asked about advertising. Well, I mean, you know, advertising, you know, you kind of have to tone it down a little bit, you know, because you need advertising. And Musk basically said, you know what? I'm not going to be held hostage. You're not going to force, advertisers are not going to force me to do anything I don't want to do. And he basically said, well, he didn't basically say, he said, go F yourselves. But he said the whole word. He said it twice. Good for him. He says, it's my company, I can do what I want with it. You know, speaking, you know, he's the owner of Twitter, ex-Twitter, SpaceX, he runs that, runs Tesla. Interesting conversation. Maybe go check that out. I like where he comes from on the free speech side of things, and I hope that that is the case and that does continue. I mean, I have seen there are still some issues with the X platform, formerly known as Twitter. People do complain. However, I think it has been. There's a lot more information that's on that platform now than before he bought it. A lot more information that was being suppressed, and now, you know, we've seen it all roll out to where you've got government involved in telling people that you can't say this. You know, telling Twitter, telling these platforms, these social media platforms, hey, take that down. And then they do it. I mean, complete censorship coming from a government that was instituted to protect our rights. And the First Amendment to that Constitution that we initiated was the freedom of speech, freedom of the press, right to assemble, be able to have a voice. Oh, well, you know, we really don't think you need a voice. We think you're a threat, and this is the problem. Government gets too big. They want to control everything. So good for Elon. Hopefully it continues. Hopefully that is a free speech platform. Hopefully that is a place that information can come out. And guess what? You need to make the decision. So many times in America, we wait until 5 o'clock, 5:30, whatever time it is, for the nightly news to come on to tell us how to think. Oh, this is how we should feel. These are our emotions that we should have. And then during the commercials, it's, oh, ask your doctor if it's right for you if you're depressed. Well, no wonder you're depressed watching all this garbage. Self-perpetuating businesses. So, anyway, rant. Grab the mail. See what we got here. Oh, pre-qualified for Visa. Oh, yeah, another card. Let's go into debt, baby. Well, that's basically all everything runs on anyway. Wait a minute. Look at that real quick. Quit driving if you're going to look at the thing. Sorry. All right. Nothing important. Oh, a tree down. Sasquatch broke it. Heard Cliff talking about Sasquatches yesterday on his audio podcast thing he does. Go figure. Welcome to the woo-woo world. That's where we're at. All right, so I saw that in real news. I see that Red Lobster, they've got this all-you-can-eat shrimp thing. I don't know, they call it Shrimp Fest. I don't even know what it's called because I don't eat it. I don't go to Red Lobster. So it's all-you-can-eat shrimp, and they lost like $11 million. I think it was in the last quarter because of this all-you-can-eat shrimp program. $20, all-you-can-eat shrimp. well, need to raise the price on that, so they're raising it to $25. I mean, hey, it's all you can eat. That's like having an open bar and letting me in. Stupid. I always say at a wedding, you know, an open bar turns a beer drinker into a whiskey drinker. Because basically I don't drink whiskey at home, I just drink beer. It seems to be cheaper. But once I get to an open bar, man, I'm looking for the top shelf stuff. What's included? What can I get? Make it a double. All you can eat shrimp. America, baby. It's America. Whatever. All right. You ever see the shrimp swimming before they're peeled and deveined and all that stuff? All the nasty little legs on them swimming through the ocean. Who got the idea to eat that? It's kind of like the lobster too. Lobster used to be just food for the masses. You know, nobody wanted to eat it because it's an unclean little beast. You know, in the water. And then it became a delicacy, you know, all of a sudden. But, I mean, when you look at that thing, I mean, who thinks you pull that thing out of the water for the first time, you think, I'm going to crack that open and eat it. Man. Nasty crustaceans. Looking at you. Eye thing. Antenna eye. Oh, anyway. Weird. They can live to be 100 years old or something. Really crazy how long they can live. Does the meat get tougher the older it gets? I don't know. How does that work? Does it get saltier? Has it been in the water that long? Salt water? I guess you have freshwater lobsters, don't you? I don't know. I don't know anything about it. I'm just talking crap. Binance, it sounds like, kind of unconfirmed, but I think it is. I saw a pretty reputable source post it that in December, Binance is going to drop their BUSD, which is a stable coin pegged to the dollar. Be done with it in December. Looks like what we talk about on Hash It Out on Thursdays might be coming to fruition. Might be some regulation coming down the pike. Is the pipe? The pike. Coming down the pipe. Probably a pipe. I guess it can come down the pike. There's some regulation coming. And these things are going to get cleaned up, it looks like, which is a good thing, I think. I think it's good that the crypto market gets cleaned up. All markets should be cleaned up. They should be fair markets. They should be cleaned up. The only thing government should be doing is keeping criminals out of it. People trying to fleece people out of their money. I mean, I'm not against that. I mean, that's what it should be. As long as it's just. But when you've got governments picking the winners and losers, hey, GM, you're not going to go out of business. We're gonna fund you. And bail you out, but not bail somebody else out. And it's just when they do hey, we're going to bail the banks out, in 2008 because, well, they're too big to fail. They can't fail. Well, why not? Let them fail. I mean, Enron failed, and look what happened. People would come in and say, hey, are there any assets that are worth anything? And probably not, because it was all just a smoke show, as far as manipulating prices of energy and such. But, you go in and you say, okay, what assets exist? Maybe a building. None of the people. Office chairs. And so you get, 1 cent out of 100. Every dollar, it might go for a penny on the dollar, everything, because that's all the real value is. But you don't know what the real value is until it makes it to the market. Because I don't even know what the term is. Make book to market, market to book. But I don't know what it is. But basically, when it's on the books, they can say, "Oh yeah, it's worth this. It's worth this." Just like your house. Oh, it's worth $1 million. I paid $100,000 for it 20 years ago. Now it's worth $1 million. On paper, on the books, it is, and you're getting taxed on it for that. However, can you sell it for that? And there will come a time you're not going to be able to sell it for that, and you're sitting there thinking, "Oh my God, I lost $300,000. My house is worth $700,000, even though you paid $100 for it, and you're still 7 times up." Well, if you took out a mortgage, you're probably only, a few 5 times up or something. So you can state all these things, and that's what they do on their balance sheets. They state all these assets, just like the federal government, national government, whatever you want to call it, corporation. On their books, probably it might be their biggest asset is student loan debt, because they're backing it all. That's like $1 trillion or something. That's their biggest asset. Student loan debt. Okay. Is that really an asset? Because it really doesn't help the people who are contributing to society and contributing to the government or helping the government through taxes and such. Does it really benefit society that the government is holding $1 trillion over the head of the people as an asset? It's not a benefit. That's a major liability as far as society is concerned. But the government, that shows you it's corporate entity. It's a separate entity. It's really not for the people. You're not the beneficiary. So you have these stated prices of things that are supposedly worth this, worth that. Are they? I mean, is Bitcoin really worth $38,000 to have one Bitcoin? Now you ask yourself these things. Is it really worth it? Does what Bitcoin does offer, that type of levering up? Is it really worth that? Is it able to transfer value 24/7, any time of the day? I mean, is it, can I send it cross-border, and send payments, anywhere in the world? Yeah, you can do that. Okay, so there's something to that then. And then you look at it, well, it is kind of slow. Well, but that's okay. That's secure. And it does have privacy transactions where nobody can see, where it's coming from out of your wallet and how much you have. Well, no, it doesn't. That's Litecoin. I mean, the transactions are cheap, though. It just depends, though. If the network's full, sometimes they can be $50 a transaction. Imagine if you've got more people involved in it, how much the transaction's going to be. I mean, how high could it possibly go, though? I mean, could it go to $100? I guess that's only a double. I mean, if you bring in 1 million new people that want to start using it and moving it around, I guess if you have it in ETFs and, that's supposed to be backed 1-to-1 and that starts moving, I guess it could get a lot more costly to move it because there's only so much room. Transaction fees will have to go up. I don't know, man. How high could it be? Could it be $1,000 a transaction at some point? Well, Michael Saylor thinks so. Go back and look at his videos and interviews. And he's okay with that. Why? Because he's got millions, tens and hundreds of millions in Bitcoin. So it doesn't matter to him if he needs to move $100,000 in Bitcoin for something, and it's $1,000 transaction fee. Cost of doing business, 1%. It's not such a bad thing for the most secure network in the history of man. It's okay with that, but if you got, let's say, $5,000, which is a considerable sum of money, and you want to move just $1,000 of that out, it's like, hey, I need $1,000 to pay some bills, and you're like, wait a minute, the transaction's $1,000? So my $5,000 now just became $3,000, and I only got $1,000 purchasing power? Okay, I'll just move all 5,000 out. Well, where are you going to put it? You going to put it in cash? You going to do this? Well, it's like, well, I kind of like to leave it in Bitcoin, but I really can't because... So when you have it in your own private wallet, you're paying for those transactions. And this is one of the struggles right now that people have with Bitcoin that are Bitcoin-only people. You'll see this constantly. Some nation, some, entity will come out and say, hey, yeah, Bitcoin, or they'll say crypto is a good investment going forward. And you'll have the comments, Bitcoin only, no crypto. Bitcoin, not crypto. And it's like, Bitcoin is not the only end-all, be-all solution to everything. We do not have one of anything. We don't have one type of car. We don't have one type of beer, one type of whiskey, one type of, whatever. One type of contact lens, one pair of glasses that everybody has to wear. I mean, what is this? It's like North Korea where everybody dresses the same, and acts the same way, got the same haircut. Is that what we want to be? Bitcoin, North Korean money. Bitcoin, the official currency of North Korea. And that's the kind of, who wants that? Who wants that dystopian, just locked in a box, single path, single only cattle shoot type of world? It just doesn't make sense. It goes completely against everything that humanity is. We are creatures that want to flourish and go out and do different things and have different ideas and be creative. But no, you stay on this path. This is the only path. Well, it doesn't work for me right now. It doesn't matter. We got solutions coming. When they're going to be out, don't worry about it. Just hodl. Don't spend it. Well, I'd rather have the peer-to-peer electronic currency that I can send anywhere in the world any time of day outside of a financial institution, outside of a government that works. Doesn't cost me a lot of money to send it, so I can send as much as I want. I can send as much Digibyte as I want, as much Litecoin as I want. What's it cost me? Nothing. And really nothing. Litecoin under a penny. For what that offers, a finite supply, 84 million is all it can exist. Only 4 times as many as Bitcoin. Give me a break. $38,000 Bitcoin, $70 Litecoin. One penny transaction fee or less. Okay. 2.5 minute blocks as opposed to 10-minute blocks. Digibyte, I mean, it's seriously, when these blocks fill up on Bitcoin, people use Litecoin, they'll use Dogecoin. Digibyte's just sitting there waiting. 15-second blocks. I mean, be able to handle all those transactions. It's a proof of work coin. It's been around for almost 10 years in January. 10 years running nonstop. Litecoin running over 12 years nonstop. What gives people the mentality that this is the only way? Bitcoin is the only thing, not other crypto. Bitcoin is it. I mean, where does that mentality come from? I think it comes from, it's just you're so fully invested in something that you can't let go of it and see something different, so you stick to the narrative. Because if you step outside of that, because there's all this complaining, well, it's kind of getting costly to send Bitcoin. Oh, there's not enough throughput and this and that. What do we do? And they're talking about building on top of Bitcoin, this layer 2 solutions and all these different innovations and all this. And it's like, Litecoin's there already. It's been running for 12 years. Just use it. Just use it to transfer your money. I mean, you can use Bitcoin as your banking account. You can use Litecoin as a checking account. Put your money in Bitcoin, leave it. And then if you want to, spend it, and have liquid cash, the digital money is sound money for the digital age. You can put it in Litecoin and send it back to Bitcoin if you want. Problem is, if transaction fees get so high on Bitcoin, as Michael Saylor has no problem, and all these big Bitcoin maximalists that have a lot of Bitcoin don't care, it prices you out, kind of like, gold, central banks, that kind of thing. Beat the new boss, same as the old boss. Same thing, same play. See, they hold all the keys and, they've got all the wealth. And, hey, you little guy, it's going to be hard for you to participate up here with us because, hey, it's a $1,000 transaction fee. Sorry that you can only save $1,000 a year, but that transaction fee is going to cost you $1,000 to move that $1,000. I'm okay with that, says Saylor. Because I got multiple millions. It doesn't matter to me. Secures the network. Secures the network. Okay, secures the network for the elite. Essentially, that's what it does. I want something the common man can use. I don't care about the elite. I'm done with the elite. I don't want to see a new system operate the same as the old system to where it's a barrier to entry. Bull crap. As Elon says, go yourselves. I want something you can use right now. Something that doesn't cost a lot of money to use, a lot of energy to use. Something very efficient. Pinpoint precision. You got this big catapult, which is Bitcoin. You got to load it up. All the effort, all the labor. Does a lot of damage when you do it. Then you got a machine gun like Litecoin that comes along. And it's just like, it doesn't do massive damage, like Bitcoin can do, but it can do a lot of damage. A lot quicker. Then you got Digibyte. It's like laser beams. It's super fast. Crazy. Just crazy. I mean, it's an economic battlefield. Pick up the tools and use them. Different tools for different applications. But to say that there's one tool, one thing, okay, the axe. I'm going to war with an axe. That's the only thing I'm going to use. I'm going to be fine. You're going to use the axe. Somebody shows up with a gun. Somebody shows up with blow darts. Somebody shows up with whatever, big sword, a catapult, a cannon. I mean, the axe isn't going to win the battle. It takes all these things. It's just that simple. And for people to not get that through their head means they're just willfully ignorant, or they are just protecting their asset and their bags and their investment. And they don't care. They just want to protect what they've invested in. That one thing. Okay, so let's say you invested in the medical industrial complex. And, okay, these things work. It seemed like they worked for a while. I get smallpox, and all this stuff. And then they start rolling out all these other ones. Oh, my gosh, taking my kid back all the time, every month, every 3 months. Boom, boom, boom. Hey, and then we got maybe some side effects. I don't know. But we don't know because they're immune, all these companies. So you're invested in that system. You're a doctor. Been doing this for 30 years. And now you're looking at it like, wait a minute. Man, maybe some of these things don't work, especially with the latest pandemic that we had. Maybe these things, they're not safe. Oh my gosh. But I've been doing this for 30 years. I'm about to retire. I'm just gonna do what I got to do. I can't look at that. It is what it is. I got to trust the science. Otherwise, I have to undo everything that I've done for the last 30 years and question myself and say, man, maybe I did harm to people when I was supposed to do no harm in the Hippocratic Oath. Maybe I really screwed up. Instead of saying, I screwed up, I was lied to, I didn't know it, but now I know, and now I'm going to tell the truth. And now I've seen the light. It's like the Blues Brothers. I can see the light. I'm on a mission from God. So you have to come to grips with the truth at some point instead of just burying it and saying, I'm protecting my agenda and that's it. I can't be wrong. It's okay to be wrong. It's okay once you know the truth. And you got to forgive yourself and you got to say, okay, I really didn't know what happened in the past. I thought I did. I did the best that I could, but I was kind of lied to. But there's no sense to continue perpetuating that lie and lying to yourself. That's unpardonable. Once you know the truth and you continue to do damage to someone else, hard to pardon you. Hard to give you forgiveness because you know better and you do it anyway. And I think that's the unpardonable sin in the Bible, isn't it? To where it's basically on Judgment Day when you know that Christ is Christ and God is God, and then you just deny them or blaspheme them and say, no, I deny you, knowing the truth. Saying that, no, F you, go F yourself. Well, basically you made your choice. There's nothing you can do. I can't pardon you. You just won't come. You don't want forgiveness. You don't want to see the truth. And so it's the same thing and applied to our lives. At some point, you have to realize the truth is the truth and quit covering up and quit hiding, and just perpetuating an agenda that is not helpful, that is harmful. We can all do that in our daily lives, and we should all do better. We should all look at things, everything that we've done in the past, everything that's happened to us, and ask the question, is what I'm doing the right thing? Am I following the truth? Or am I just serving an agenda that might be harming people? And so no matter what you did in the past, just let it go. You got to let it go, forgive yourself, realize what you've done, and try to correct it going forward. That's all you can do. So don't be a Bitcoin maxi. Don't be a medical industrial complex maxi. Don't be a Bud Light maxi. Don't be any kind of maximalist because you don't know the truth. None of us do. None of us have, ownership of the truth. All we can do is seek it out and make changes accordingly when we find it, rather than perpetuate the lies. And that's what we're unwinding right now. This is our transition, our transformation, our moving forward into this new world, this great awakening moment that we're in. It's look at it for what it is and say, you know what? I got duped. I got lied to. Not my fault. I should have done my research earlier. Yeah, but it just wasn't time. But the thing is, the time is now. And the fact is you are waking up. Some people aren't ever going to wake up. And that is sad. The fact that you can wake up and have that ability to see the truth and say, I will make a change. I will do better. I mean, that's wonderful. And that is the Great Awakening, and that's where we are. So once you're awake, don't go back to sleep. Stay awake. Can't unsee what you've seen. Can't unhear what you've heard. Can't unknow what you know. When you know the truth, that's it. You got to go with it. All right. Well, that went, didn't know where that, I don't know how it went there. But that's where it went. All right, I love you all. It's Thursday. Hash it out, 4 p.m. Central Time on Blind Dave's YouTube channel. He needs 1,000 subscribers. He's giving away 15,000 Digibyte once he gets 1,000 subscribers. So go check it out in the link below. Subscribe to his channel. Hit the notification bell. Watch us at 4 p.m. Central Time. We'll be hashing a lot of this out, talking about the crypto markets and what's coming very soon. What's coming. All right. Hit that link. Hit that like. Whatever you got to do. But trust yourself. Don't trust the vampires, all right? You know your path. When you find the truth, and when it resonates with you, go with it. Don't look back. Go with it. Go forward. Do better. Leave it better than you found it. All right. Love you all. Have a happy Thursday.